Blue Bayou is the latest film from filmmaker Justin Chon, who is not only the star of the film, but also wrote, produced, and directed it himself as well. Chon stars as Antonio, who is a Korean immigrant who came to the United States as an adoptee as a very young child, but now has grown up in Louisiana, has a wife, has a stepchild, and another child on the way. But he gets into a little bit of trouble with the law, and that's when they find out that he's actually an illegal immigrant who doesn't have his citizenship papers, so now he faces deportation. Now, Chon is probably most recognized for the Twilight films, but this guy is a stellar filmmaker. I first recognized his filmmaking abilities in the film Gook, which was about the LA riots in '92, I believe. That was a tremendous movie. It really hit home, and it just really amazed me about how much talent he has as a filmmaker. And then now we have Blue Bayou, which really just shows you the evolvement of his talent and where he can really go in the future as a filmmaker. This film is obviously a passion project for Chon. You can tell in the way that it's written, in the way that it's performed, and the story that it tells, because you never really see stories about illegal immigrants in the US and what kind of situations they're in with the kind of crazy, really loose laws that we have here in the US regarding immigrants. So it was really refreshing to see this original story, and from a perspective that, Chon obviously knows well. I'm not saying that he's an immigrant himself, which he's not, but obviously he knows people who are facing this situation and wants to tell their story. Now, Chon, man, this guy, he's a Korean American, so obviously, yeah, he must have a lot of that Korean melodramatic roots in him, or that nature, because this film is a emotional gut punch. Talk about bringing a Kleenex, you gotta read the whole box. This film would just make you just feel all the feels in all different kinds of ways. And to be honest, the first half an hour or so of this movie, I'm like, okay, it's good, the performances are good, I see where that's going. Okay, seen that before, so I was enjoying it, but not really feeling anything like spectacular about it. And then, about midway through the film, it just kind of, when the plot line really starts to kick in, I'm like, whoa, this film is freaking deep, and it's gonna hit you deep as well. Again, Chon as a director and a writer, he just knows how to pull at all those heartstrings, but not really in a manipulative way. And I think it's very organic, the way he brings a story to its conclusion, and the way it makes you feel at the end, like, oh my God. Let's just say, walking out of that theater, you could hear the sniffles and the sobbing at the end of the movie. And man, I haven't felt this emotional about a film in a long time. And you know what? It's okay for a guy to cry, because it's okay to show our feelings and to prove that we have those feelings. And I certainly felt in this movie. As an actor, Chon also really extends himself in this movie as well. He plays a man from Louisiana, so he has that New Orleans drawl and everything. And I thought it was convincing the whole time. So he did a great job in the acting as well as directing himself. Alicia Vikander as his wife, wow, she's an Academy Award winner, so she obviously knows how to act and act well. But I thought she was the star in this movie. Her portrayal of this wife of a man who was facing this legal deportation. Wow, it was subtle and yet strong, and she just brought the right amount of intensity and also the right amount of strength to her character. So Alicia Vikander, I was just like, halfway during the movie, I turned to my wife, like, oh, she is killing it in this role. And certainly she does. If there's awards to be given out, certainly she should be considered, because she did a fantastic job. But the film really focuses around this married couple and their child and what they have to go through. And man, again, emotional gut punch. Wow, this film, it really delivers on what... Not only does it deliver a story that needs to be told, which is always a great perspective for a film. It's a story that needs to be told. It's just and the way it's told, with the identifying of his Asian roots. In the beginning, he befriends this Vietnamese character in the movie, and I didn't really realize where this was going. And then you realize that friendship with that Vietnamese character just it works on various levels about life and death and your cultural roots and the meaning of family. And that's why there's this whole onion that you keep peeling away in this storyline, which I really, really appreciated. So yeah, this film just builds on you. It builds up that intensity, and it makes you feel everything, and then at the end, just boom, it's just this fireworks of emotion, and wow, you gotta prepare yourself for this movie. It's a fantastic film, and you know what, I gotta say, in the last month, Asians have been killing it in Hollywood. You got Shang-Chi with the Asian cast and the Asian director. You got Malignant, directed by James Wan, who's also becoming one of the A-list directors in Hollywood. Now you got Blue Bayou with Justin Chon. Man, you know what, 2021 has been a great year for Asians in Hollywood, and I just digging it. I love it. So let's keep that momentum going. So Blue Bayou, I love this movie. I thought it was great and you should definitely see it. So for me, Blue Bayou gets a 9 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching my review. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel, MC on Film, for more reviews in the future.